Fam, what's going on? I don't even know what day it is. Let's start that again. Fam, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope all you guys are doing great today. So this is my first video back on here in a minute. I think the last video I did was when me and Galen went down to Miami for Gymshark's Lift event. So it's been a long time since I've been putting out content on the channel. So appreciate you guys being sticking with me in my absence, but I'm happy to get YouTube started up again, starting now. So a lot of big things are coming, guys, I gotta talk to you about. So first and foremost, starting in January, I'm going to be going into prep again to get ready for the entire 2025 season. Right now, definitely want to compete in April at a show here in Cleveland locally. It's the first show that I ever did back in 2022. It's called the Lieberman. It's one of the most respected drug-tested shows in the Midwest. So I'm gonna be doing that show, not only competing in men's physique, but also making my debut in classics. If you follow me on Instagram, you guys have seen how hard I've been absolutely destroying my legs over the past year. That's where that's gonna come into play. I'm gonna make sure I go on stage, good strong legs, and I'm ready to take the overall at that show. And then they're gonna be having a lot more drug-tested events throughout the year. So I'm gonna try and find an international show to do as well. It'd be so awesome, I think, to just travel somewhere, maybe go somewhere tropical, somewhere in Europe maybe, and just compete internationally for the first time. I think it'd be an awesome experience for me and my friends. And then finally, gonna go for the Pro Card Ben Wieters Naturals in November, most likely, unless there's another pro qualifier elsewhere in the year that makes more sense for me. So at the moment, I got no coach. I've been in the off season the entire year. I really haven't been as dialed the past few months. I've been training really hard every single week, but I've been traveling a lot. And the biggest thing that's hard for me when I travel is just sticking to my diet. Don't always have my food with me, so I'm trying to make do with what I can get while I'm there. And it usually ends up with me just not eating enough food. So my goal for this off season was to get to 230. And I think it's pretty clear now that we're in December that I'm not gonna be able to hit that this year. I'm at about 216 pounds right now. Maybe by the end of the year, I can end up somewhere around 220, which would be good. But even though I haven't hit that 230 goal, I've stayed pretty lean throughout the off season while I put on muscle. I'm already 34 pounds up from my stage weight. So I know I put on quality muscle, and we can only really see that once I cut down again going into prep. But guys, I am very, very excited to get back into the competing season. It's been over a year since I stepped on stage, so really pumped to be showing you guys what I've been working towards over the past year and bring my best package possible to the stage. All right, so here's what we're doing. Today we're gonna be hitting arms. I was looking through my old videos when I used to do my prep series for my competitions last year, and I never posted an arm workout. And I thought to myself, the entire time I was filming that prep series, I didn't have a single arm day. So I'm gonna take you guys through it. Arms just haven't been a big priority for me. I've always been focused, at least for the past year and a half, on growing my chest, growing my legs, growing my back. I used to have a shoulder day, so shoulders used to be a big priority for me too, but now that my shoulders have gotten so prominent in my physique, I don't really have a dedicated day for them anymore. But if you're trying to grow your shoulders, I do recommend having a dedicated shoulder day. I just don't have one because my shoulders are already pretty much dominant in my physique. But for arms, I'm gonna do 3 movements for biceps, 1 movement for forearms, and then 3 movements for triceps to call it a day. So I'm gonna start off today with a preacher curl. So we're on the preacher curl bench. Great movement, stable movement. Gonna work the bicep short head in a shorter position, then do something for the bicep a long head, like a hammer curl. Do something for the forearms, like I said. And then maybe I might think about doing those Bayesian curls. I'll see, we'll figure it out as we go along, guys, but strap in, let's get to this workout.
You wanna start shit, well then it's going down. What's up? Give it to him. What's up? Give it to him. What's up? Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. You wanna get hooked, you wanna throw your bones. My whole fucking grip will beat you down to the floor. What's up? Give it to him. What's up? Give it to him. What's up? Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. We aim it right at your head. We sick of dead. What's up? Give it to him. I ain't even doing what he
really want it, the represent gon' bring it to you. A nigga that stops the hard, looking some bad to do. A mental hype veteran, I'm known for busting shots. You haven't had no shades.
I feel a lot more secure getting a stretch single arm than I do with both my arms. I feel a lot more still being able to brace myself with my opposite hand. Also, because the stoppers in this prevent me from getting all the way down, doing a single arm allows me to get that full stretch to then contract my bicep short head with as much intensity as possible. So I'm gonna grab some dumbbells. So most muscles tend to receive their biggest growth stimulus in the stretch position. That's when the muscle is fully lengthened. That's especially true for the biceps. So no matter what movement you're doing, you don't wanna be cheating that bottom phase of the movement. For something like this, because I don't have the stoppers blocking me, I'm able to get all the way down and then come up and contract. And the contraction, if I'm being honest, feels better using the easy bar than the dumbbells, but this stretch is something you can't get when you're using the easy bar. So I'm gonna do about 10 reps of this each arm, and then maybe spot myself for an extra 2 to 3 as I finish the set.
I'm just an all black with triggers that like the cap, got bullets, small muzzle, got bullets, biggest shit, got guns, that's red shell, all over like anthrax. Hey, you're throwing up your guns like the dentist on my neck. You know what I do, you know the whole crew, Kino the gun, script the squad, and the whole voodoo. We don't fuck with Foo, but I do you like that choo-choo. I flew over the next man by my chest, see I'm a black slim nigga, holy mug and some goals. You speak on your bitch, you not a bitch, you a hoe. I'm not naive, so bitch a fucking hater. Black
What's up? Give it to him. What's up? Give it to him. What's up? Give it to him. Give it to him. Give it to him. You wanna get cooked? You wanna throw your bones? My whole fucking kick will beat you down to the floor. What's
So next up, we're gonna be doing some seated hammer curls. We're gonna do them facing away from the preacher bench so we can press our elbows against the preacher bench pad. So the reason why we're doing that is because having your elbows pressed against here is gonna keep you from using momentum to swing the weights up, to be able to have a much more strict curling pattern, and you're not having your elbows come forward and incorporating your front delt or recruiting your front delt. So sometimes when I do this on the lap pull down bench if they have like really good supportive thigh supports. But at this gym, I like doing it on the back of this preacher bench. So we're gonna do 2 sets of this. What's up, boys? How we doing? 2 sets of this. And the primary focus here is gonna be building out width in your biceps. Or those first sets of movements, the preacher curls, those are primarily working your bicep short head, which is the bicep peak, or the bicep head that forms your bicep peak. The bicep long head is underneath that. So it's gonna push your biceps out, as well as work your brachialis, which also makes your biceps look wider from the front. And also, you know, it's gonna have that bulging muscle from the side separating your 2 bicep heads and also your triceps. So I like this movement a lot, hammer curls. I have 1 hammer curl variation every workout pretty much. So yeah, let's get into it, man. So when I start to get exhausted, I do them 1 arm at a time. Get a few more reps out. All right, guys, so next up for biceps, we're gonna do a cable curl, but we're only doing 2 sets. Each set's gonna be different variations. For the first set, we're gonna do what I guys call a Bayesian curl, where you have the 2 handles out to the side, curling upwards. We're gonna do a drop set to failure for that. And then for our second set, we're gonna do a hammer variation, drop set to failure as well. So just 1 set to failure for each variation. No need to do too much, but trust me, a drop set to failure on these is gonna have your biceps screaming. The height of these handles is not adjustable. So if you have at your gym those cables that are kind of angled, where you can raise them up and down and they're angled together, you want to be setting the cables closer to like your thigh or right here. It's going to put more tension on your biceps that way, but for me, I don't have that option, so I'm just doing it at the low setting. But if you want to try this at home or do this at your home gym, if you can, adjust the cables to be right about in line with the palm of your hand. That's what you want it to be. My biceps are so pumped right now, but all right, that was 1 set. The next set, we're doing the exact same thing, double drop set. We're gonna be doing it hammer style. Good, man, good. How you doing, bro? Yo, love the young lady you guys are rocking, man. Trend tech, I fuck with that. There you go. If you wanna like prioritize the muscle, you do it first. So by having like a full arm day, nothing else is getting in the way. It's just gonna be arms, taking it into failure and trying to grow those things, you know what I mean? Got to, you gotta put all your focus on it. If you ever wanna prioritize something, man, train it first and early in your workout. Don't wait till the end to do it. That was me with like calves, for example. I had tiny ass calves, bro. But I used to train them first in my workout for like 3 straight years to try and grow them. biceps are screaming. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. All right, so now we are done with biceps. Gonna be moving on to forearms. So a lot of you guys are always asking about how to get those meaty Popeye forearms. So this is one of my favorite movements for doing that. We're gonna be doing a reverse curl with your palms down. There's a lot more tension on your forearm when you curl this way. But one thing I like to do to make this even more forearm focused is at the top of the movement, I'll do a wrist curl as well. So it's a combo movement. You're gonna do a reverse curl up to here and then do a wrist curl at the top. I like to think I came up with that. People probably comment if I said I did, but I haven't seen anyone else do it that way. So trust me, when you do that combination, the reverse curl, the wrist at the top, 8 reps in your forearms are gonna be screaming. So we're gonna do 2 sets of that, 8 reps each set, get a big forearm pump, and yeah, keep building those, that strong grip. All right, so that was it for biceps and forearms, all the elbow flexors. Now we move on to triceps. So like I mentioned at the top, I start with biceps on my arm days because my triceps are a lot more developed than my biceps are. So I tend to do biceps first and then go into triceps. If you have the opposite problem where your biceps are more developed than your triceps are, maybe you did way too many curls around your fitness journey, then you want to do the opposite way. You'll start with your triceps and then go into biceps if your triceps are your weak point. No matter what muscle group you're working, you always want to start with the muscle group that is priority for you because you're going to give it your full focus, attention, and energy early on in your workout. So we're doing rope tricep pushdowns. My first set of these is almost always a pyramid set. So how that's going to go, I'm going to basically be doing some crazy shit. I'm going to be doing 50 reps in a row. I'm going to start off doing 10 reps with, let's say, 36 pounds, go up 20 pounds, do 10 reps, go up another 20 pounds, do another 10 reps, and then work my way back down. So by the time you're done with that, you won't need to warm up. Your triceps will be pumped, and the rest of your workout's going to be flying through. Smooth sailing. So yeah, pretty straightforward. You guys know how to do these. Let's just get into it. Wow, one set, man. My triceps are screaming. Those pyramid sets are no joke. I've talked about them a lot on my Instagram page. Probably haven't shown it on YouTube if you guys only follow me here. But yeah, I do that sometimes for my quads and leg extensions, for my hamstrings on leg curls, or for biceps on like a machine preacher curl. And man, like one set and you're pretty much cooked. That's insane. Got 2 more sets of that though. Not of that, but 2 more sets of pushdowns. All right, so next up for triceps, we're doing one of my favorite exercises for the tricep long head, where if you flex your triceps, it's that muscle right back here on the back of your arm. It's also the tricep head that hangs down when you do a front of a bicep, so very important part of your tricep to work. So most people think that the way to bias that muscle, you can never isolate it, but bias that is through overhead extensions, which is one way to do it. But your tricep long head is the only head of your triceps that attaches at your shoulder joint. So your lateral head and your medial head, which is this one right, where is it? Right over here. Those attach on the actual humerus. They don't attach at the shoulder. So by manipulating your shoulder position, you can put more or less emphasis on the tricep long head. But they've done studies on this. The movement that biases it the most isn't actually overhead extensions, but these cross-body tricep extensions. So what you're gonna do is grab either a cuff, or you can use just an ordinary old D handle, but the cuff is better. You're gonna wanna get the cable at a height where the machine, your wrist, Your elbow are in line, and you want to just extend your arm out without moving your upper arm. So I'm gonna use the cuff because you're more stable that way. That has been proven to be the tricep exercise that most biases a long head. You can do overhead extensions, that works well too. You can do behind the body kickbacks, that works well too. But if you want to get the most long head engagement as possible from your tricep workout, try and fit this in there at least once a week. So I'm gonna cuff myself in, lean away from the machine. Again, keep that wrist and elbow in line with the arm of the machine, and extend straight out. Rate the pump in the comments. My triceps are one of my strongest muscle groups. You know, people might not know this. Your triceps are actually the second biggest muscle in your upper body by volume. So number one is gonna be your shoulders, second is your triceps, third is your chest, and I think fourth are your lats. If you're going based on like surface area, your lats are obviously the biggest muscle in your upper body. But if you're talking about just the density and sheer volume of mass, triceps are number 2 in the upper body. It also makes up 2/3 of your arm mass. If you wanna have big arms, you don't wanna be spamming bicep curls all day. You wanna make sure you're putting ample effort and time into building those triceps, because that's really what fills out those shirt sleeves. Not your biceps, but your triceps. I didn't realize you were over there. So I just went to grab one of my own personal rope attachments. So this is a tricep rope with handles attached. So I like doing these a lot for overhead movements, because whenever I do overhead with the rope, I feel like my hands are always slipping. Even sometimes when I use the rope for push downs, my hands are slipping. So the handles give you something more stable to grip onto. So for movements like this, definitely my go-to attachment to do it. But if you don't have one of these, a regular rope or a straight bar will do. I just prefer this because I feel a lot more stable using it. So we're doing an incline cable overhead extension. I know a lot of guys do, for example, skull crushes at the easy bar. If you have not done it yet, definitely try it with the cable. You can do this with a flat bench or an incline bench, like what I'm gonna be doing now, but the stretch and contraction you get with the cable is gonna be unlike anything you get with the easy bar. The easy bar might be a good choice for that stretch portion of the movement, but there's no tension at the top. So if you wanna maximize the entire range of motion on training your triceps, definitely cables are the way to go. I will almost always choose cables for triceps no matter what exercise I'm doing. Biceps, not so straightforward, because the way gravity works, your biceps have a lot more leverage at the bottom of free weights than they do with cables sometimes. But with triceps, it's almost always gonna be advantageous to use cables because of that tension you get at the bottom, which you don't always get when you're doing overhead movements with a free weight. One more set and we're done. All right, guys, so that is it for the arm workout. My arms are absolutely demolished. Great workout. Thank you guys for tuning in for the entire thing. If you guys made it this far, be sure to like and subscribe for more, guys. I'm going to be putting out a lot of content in 2025. So now I've been absent most of this year, but next year, big things are happening, guys. So I'm starting prep in January. I'm going to be trying to get out a video for you guys at least every 2 weeks, but if me and cameraman can pull it off, get a new video for you guys out every week leading up to my shows for all of 2025, guys. We got a pro cart to chase naturally. I want to make sure you guys are here for the entire journey. So I love you, fam. Go do something productive today. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.